he could not see that. The servant could not see the horses and chariots surrounding them. He couldn't see that until after Elijah prayed. He couldn't see that it was more them than it was that was surrounding them until after Elijah prayed. And that's my first point in the prelude. Until you pray and get a connection with God, you're not going to be able to walk in the newness of life. You are not going to be able to walk in the newness of life unless you're talking with God on a daily basis. You're not going to be able to walk in the newness of life by talking with your girlfriend and your boyfriends on the phone and people that's of the devil. You've got to get a connection with people that are of God. If you want to walk in the newness of life, and we all need to walk in the newness of life, it ain't doing us no good to be a Christian and still be bellyaching and suffering just like everybody else around us. We're not using the power that's in us. It ain't no way I'm going to go to the dance and I ain't going to do my best dance. Why would I be, have all power to tread on serpents and scorpions and not do it? First point, you've got to get a connection with God through prayer. You've got to get a connection with God through prayer. If you don't, you cannot walk in the newness of life. You cannot do it. It's not going to happen like that. Turn with me to Ezekiel 47. And start at verse 12. See, God is trying to get us to a point He's trying to get me to a point to get to that verse. 47 and 12. And by the river upon the bank thereof on this side and on that side shall grow all trees for meat, whose leaf shall not fade, neither shall the fruit thereof be consumed. It shall bring forth new fruit according to his months, because their waters they issued out of the sanctuary. And the fruit thereof shall be for meat, and the leaf thereof for medicine. Now, basically what he's saying there, and the next point that I want to make, and I'm making this up as I go because God didn't even give me any order to do this. The next point that I'm trying to make is you cannot walk in the newness of life unless you are coming to the sanctuary. See, God has got something in the sanctuary for you, but if you don't come, you can't get it. You can't sit at the house and look at TV and think that that's your sanctuary. God has set up men and women of God and prescribed how he wants to get his word out to you. So point number 2, you've got to come to the sanctuary. In order, if you want to be flowing from that river, you want that river for everything in your life to be like medicine and green and meat. If you want that now, you've got to get a connection with that God. And you're going to get that connection through his sanctuary. Turn over with me to Ezekiel 11. Ezekiel 11 and 19. And I will give them one heart, and I will put a new spirit within you, and I will take the stony heart out of their flesh and will give them a heart of flesh, that they may walk in my statutes and keep mine ordinances and do them, and they shall be my people, and I will be their God. That's what the newness of life is. The newness of life is us bowing down to that incorruptible seed that has been placed inside